Hey everyone, it's Claire, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 15 things that have actually helped change my life recently for the better. And that means less stress, better organization, just feeling better about myself and having a better self-confidence and self-esteem. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 14 habits that have changed my life. This is perfect for any of you to apply and adopt in your own lives. And with any habit, once you've been doing it for about 20 days to a month, it's really going to start sinking in, and it's just going to feel like just a regular thing that you do every day, and it just starts getting easier. So you want to make sure that you give yourself the time to actually go through and create these habits. So number one is morning yoga. So morning yoga has been so great for me because it helps me wake up, it helps me stretch out, work my muscles, and just have that time in the morning that I feel I am being productive and I am getting my body in shape and I am strengthening myself. It's just a very powerful, thing to do when you wake up, is get your body moving, and also just it makes you feel good about the rest of the day. Because once you get like a workout in, and I mean, I'm talking about 45 minutes to an hour usually, if possible, but even if you can just get 20 minutes in, that is fine, because like 20 minutes of yoga that you may not have done is better than not doing anything. So that's been really helpful. I used to have lower back pain as well, and I've been doing this morning yoga for about 3 months, and I don't have any back pain, and I noticed that I'm a lot stronger in my core. So I naturally stand and sit up better because my core is holding my back in place. So not only that, but I mean, you get your workout out of the way. And I've also noticed that morning yoga has helped me with my flexibility. Over time, I've seen my improvements, and that really has helped me strengthen and just grow my self-esteem and self-confidence because I'm seeing the progress that I'm making. Number 2 is a nightly meditation. So this is just where I'm basically getting in bed and I turn on a meditation. It's a guided meditation, and it's from the app Insight Timer. So that's just an app that you can find on the App Store. And then I just choose whatever meditation I want and I fall asleep to it. And this is really good because it just helps me to wind down after a long day and to start focusing on being calm and, affirmations and positive things to listen to, that even after I fall asleep, they're still being heard by my subconscious. And that has also really helped me in terms of, personal growth and the way that I feel, and even just the way that I feel when I wake up, because I've been listening to that as I fall asleep. Number 3 is turning on my diffuser at night. So just as I was mentioning the meditation, I also want to mention the diffuser. So in the background there, I have my diffuser, and I got that on Amazon, and I can link that below as well if you're interested. But basically, I just fill it up with water. I put my essential oils in, like lavender or, frankincense, and I just have that going all night. So it's really good because it helps the air become a little bit more humid, so my skin is a little bit smoother and softer. And also it helps with the smells of that essential oil, because that's really relaxing. And it's really just kind of like a cue to my mind that when I'm smelling that, it's like bedtime. So it's a great way to help wind down and just relax and fall asleep. Number 4, using coconut oil as lotion. So I actually have been doing this for a long time. I have not been using lotion because it used to break out my skin and cause more oil and just more issues than if I wasn't using it, but I also wanted some moisture. So I just started using coconut oil, and I love coconut oil because it's simple and it's natural and it's healthy, and literally it doesn't feel oily or anything. Your skin just absorbs it and just uses it as it needs. So I actually have a little coconut oil jar in my drawer, and I just use that whenever I need to moisturize my skin, such as after a shower or right before bed, especially in the winter months, because winter normally really dries out my skin. Number 5 is vision boards. So I have actually compiled like 5 vision boards that I have posted on my walls, and each one of them has a different theme, but they are just really nice to have because I get to look at them whenever I'm just hanging out in my room and I'm just absorbing all of those images and the affirmations that I put on them. And it's just kind of like creating mental habits, because my mental state is going to absorb them, and then I'm going to start attracting things or putting myself in situations that are going to help me attract these things. So I would suggest definitely that you create your own vision boards as well. And I do have a link to another video where I did create some vision boards. So if you want to follow along, it's really easy, and I have some really easy tips to do it. Number 6 is decluttering. So that means clothing, jewelry, old things that you never use, or that, you know, they're just kind of there because you've had them for years and maybe you have some memories that aren't actually helping you. So I declutter all the time. Whenever I have something that I don't want, I immediately think to myself, you know, why am I keeping this? What is it giving me? And is it actually useful to me? Am I going to be using it? And then I will get rid of it, because if I'm not going to use it, and also if it is giving me a negative feeling or a negative memory, then there's no point in having it. So basically my room is just filled with things that bring me joy and make me happy and that I actually use, or even if I'm not using them, I like looking at them and they're helpful to me in that way. So I would suggest definitely that whenever you have some spare time, just go through your closet, go through your drawers, and just pick out the things that you haven't been using or that you feel that aren't really serving you anymore, because there's no point in keeping them, and it's just going to keep you from actually getting something else that you will use. And that goes not only for clothing, but for jewelry. And for those things that you might have in storage, like the boxes, like go through your boxes. It's gonna make you feel so much better. And that also means that you don't have to have a ton of stuff to be happy and to feel good. Like decluttering is also helpful because it's decluttering your mind, because there's not as many things that you have to think about or keep track of. And the simple space that you might have is actually just going to allow you to have better thoughts and just kind of focus on things that you really want to focus on. Number 7 is speaking my truth and having a voice. So this one is a little personal because I used to be very shy and I didn't want conflict. I didn't want anybody to know if I was upset. I just kind of let things slide. And I did that for years and years. And I finally decided that there's no point, because either you speak your mind and the person respects it and comes back and wants to, you know, figure out a way that you guys can work together and that things can, you know, be good for both of you. Or you speak your mind and the person does not respect it, and that way you get your answer. Like, okay, well, I don't need you anyway in my life. I don't want to entertain this anymore. It's not helping me to continue this relationship, especially when they're not willing to compromise. So there's really no point in hiding your voice. Like, it's so much better for you to just speak your mind, and if something is bothering you, just say it, and, you know, say it politely, obviously, in a good, healthy way, communicate in a healthy way, but get it out there so that you can have your needs met, because that is super important, and it's going to help you grow and create better standards and better boundaries in the future. Number 8 is related to diet, and that is cutting out sugar. So believe it or not, I used to be a sugar addict, and I don't mean like literally like an addict, but I mean I loved candy and sweets and chocolates, of like the sugary chocolates and juice and pastries of all kinds, and like I would literally just feel like, sure, I'm working out and sure, I look healthy, but I'm still eating sugar all the time, and it was just hard for me to feel like I'm really doing a good thing to my body by eating all this sugar. So I've cut out the fake sugars. So that means I'm not eating candy anymore. I don't eat like pastries, except maybe once in a while I will, you know, but not like regularly. I also barely drink juice. Like I will have a tiny bit of juice in my smoothie just to add some sweetness, but like it is not something that I'm gonna drink a whole glass of juice. And what I do now for my sugar is obviously I just eat my fruit and eat the natural sugars that come in food, and that's been really good. Like at first I was craving sugar and I was thinking about it and I was dreaming about like cookies and things like that, and it took me a while. I would say it's been like 15 days that I've cut the artificial sugar, and now I'm not craving it anymore. So now I can actually look at like candy and be like, So that's something that I challenge you guys to do, is cut out those fake sugars and the junk food and like the chips even. Number 9 is counseling. So this is actually something that sometimes people think is like, oh, that means you have a lot of issues or whatnot, but actually counseling is really good because you can talk about your issues and you can have someone to, you know, go over these things with and go over the things that you'd like to work on, or like things that maybe an outside perspective is needed on, so that you actually can speak about, you know, your personal issues and have some feedback. Now, that's not to say that you need like a professional counselor, but I mean, even a good friend who's willing to listen to you and like have that outside perspective where they really genuinely want to help you and figure out what's best for you is really helpful. And I would definitely suggest that everyone have someone that they can go to for, you know, that outside, non-biased perspective, who's willing to listen to you, and you guys can even reciprocate, you know, listening to each other and kind of going over feedback with each other. It's really helpful. Number 10 is quality over price. So I used to be not only like a bargain shopper, but if I would see something that's on sale, just because it's on sale and it's cheap, I would be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get that because it's a good price. Even if it wasn't the best quality and maybe I wasn't even gonna use it or wear it or, you know, whatnot. So I've shifted away from that, and now I will pay that extra amount for a good quality item that I'm gonna use, that's going to look good on me, or, you know, that's gonna be useful to me for a longer time. You know, it's more durable, or it just works better and it makes me happier than a cheaper version. So I would suggest that, you know, hold off on that splurge spending of just like, oh, it's on sale, so I'm gonna buy it. And wait and just keep going and keep shopping until you find the actual right item that you're gonna enjoy and that's gonna be good for you and that's gonna last longer. Because you know what? If you buy the cheap item, it breaks or it's not useful, then you just wasted money that could have been going toward that higher quality item. Setting standards. So setting standards is basically like going through and figuring out what you want in life and trying to be as focused and detailed as possible. So whenever a situation comes up where you're not getting your standards met, you will immediately know it. And with that becomes the power of having that standard and keeping it. So if you don't even know what your standards are and you're just kind of going about life and then something comes up and you don't like it, but you also don't know what to do, and you don't have a standard, then it's just going to end up hurting you and bothering you and becoming an issue, when normally if you had a standard and you said, no, that's not acceptable, you would just speak that out, or you would just leave the situation and you wouldn't have to deal with it at all. So I think standards and having them very clear so that you know what you will and will not accept is very important. Number 12, making my bed in the morning. So every single morning, I challenge you to make your bed, and that means making it look nice, putting the blankets on properly and setting it up so that it looks perfect for when you come to bed. This is just a great way to get your morning started. It shows that you are responsible and that you're going to make yourself have a great day, because if you can make your bed in the morning, then that's just setting you up for success throughout the day. And that moves me on to my next point, which is having a clean and tidy room always. Have it organized. Have things where you want them. Put the clothes away that you aren't going to be using, or if there's something on your desk that you've been using but you're done, like put it away, because that's just going to create that calm space that you want in your room. And when you come home, you can actually relax and you don't have to worry about like, oh great, my bed isn't made, or I have all this clutter here, because that's already taken care of. And then you could just go to sleep. I also think it's very important to go to sleep with a clean, tidy room, because it's really good to calm you down when you know that everything is situated, everything is calm, and your room isn't like a disorganized mess. It's actually organized. It's just a lot easier to sleep. Number 14, accepting responsibility for my own life. So that means that if something isn't working, or if someone isn't being nice, or if there are issues going on, then I have to accept and see what I am doing that could be causing that. Like maybe my attitude isn't great, or maybe I'm not living up to what is expected of me and I'm not getting what I deserve because maybe I'm not asking for it, or maybe I don't have the standards to leave the situation and therefore I'm in this bad situation because I choose to stay. And when you take responsibility for your life, you're basically telling yourself that you have the power to improve and change your situation and to get what you want and need in life. And it's very empowering. I definitely suggest that, instead of blaming others or blaming the situations or blaming, just the environment that you're in, take a step back and say, what can I do to actually make this better? And what can I do to improve this situation or improve this relationship, or, make myself happier? Or what changes do I have to make to get the life that I want? So you want to be looking at it like that, like self-improvement, because, if you are constantly blaming and complaining and not really doing anything, then you're not going to be improving your life. You're not going to be able to see the potential for self-improvement and ways that you can actually grow, and the habits that you can introduce into your life. That is a really good one just to take away with you here at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and comment below while you're here and just let me know which habits you connect with the most and which ones that you would like to adopt as well. And also go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel. It really does help, and I always appreciate you guys and your support. Thank you so much for everything, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye!